I'm just up here with myself. Thank you for this space and the process of revision that has occurred in the space. And thank you to Kathleen and Miss Bobby and Danielle for helping me work out this story yesterday. This is a story of healing and liberation. I've actually written about this, but the story work yesterday helped to develop it, I think, better. So the story in this case will start in 2018. There's the clock, okay. In 2018, the beginning of the year, I decided that was going to be the year of no goals. Hashtag no goals 2018. Prior to this, I wasn't one to do resolutions, but I was one to set goals for the year and like chart the course to the goal to see how I did. And in 2018, I was tired of that and just tired in general, and decided to give that up, to give up the goal setting and the charting toward it, and really to unpack why I needed to have those goals all the time. And in unpacking that, I went back to the fall of 1992, which was my senior year of high school. In that first grading period of my senior year of high school, I got a C in English. And that C in English kind of set me off because I don't get C's. I had never gotten a C, and that to me was unacceptable that I had received that C for that grading period. Now, no one else in my life cared about the C. It wasn't really important to anyone else, but to me it was really important. The reason why others didn't really care about that C was because a few months prior to that, during the summer, I had lost my mom to AIDS-related illness. And 3 years before that, I had lost my father in the same way. So the C, in the grand scheme of things, meant nothing. But for me, it was a big deal because education was opportunity. And any child who loses their parents wonders about their place in the world. They wonder about who's going to care for them. And for me, education was a path to a career, which was a path to caring for myself. And so I became pretty goal-driven, accomplished things with pressure imposed completely by myself. And I was pretty successful at setting the goals, reaching the goals, doing all of these things that I'm very proud of, and very glad that I did. But by 2018, I realized that there was some pathology there, that there was something that really needed to be unpacked and explored more. And I began to do some reflection, and the No Goals 2018 was a big part of that. Now, with the No Goals 2018, I found a cartoon image of a woman. Just imagine me sitting here with a glass of wine. I have no goals for today. And that was a spirit that I really tried to embody. Still had lots of things to do. I was on the tenure track at the time. Still had lots of things to do, but decided that instead of that pressurized, goal-driven sort of life, it would be more about commitments, the commitments I made to myself, the commitments I made to other people. Also, one of those commitments was to do the grief work that I had never fully done. And so I started working with a therapist, and we did that grief work for about a year and was able to very much unpack all of that. And it was a powerful experience. And I was able to write this story in a personal essay that I titled, "Sometimes Trauma Looks Like a Well-Planned Life." And I believe that to this day, that very often it does. And by writing that personal essay, I was able to really understand that well-planned life that I put out for myself and what that early trauma really meant for me, but also what the possibility for the future would be. So now I do set goals, but I do it with much more grace. And I do it from a place of healing, a place of liberation. And I do it with the trust in the beloved community that I have of friends and colleagues and a family that is very loving and caring. So that's the story. Thanks.